All right, ma'am. First off, I want to thank you so much for this update. We know each other. I've seen you, for a long time. Been knowing you for a long time, and you're always genuine. You're always nice. Every time I talk to you, you have good conversation, and you're a good person. And so I had to get an update with you, but I wanted to try this new style of interviewing. Just tell me what you think about it,
Absolutely.
okay? Name, age, and current living situation.
My name is Nicole. Some people call me Six. I'm 46. And my current living situation is unhoused.
Unhoused. I like to say displaced, but either way, it's the same thing.
I find
Can
my
you
place
tell me?
wherever I go.
Yeah, yeah. Can you tell me a little about your journey?
Phew. Which part of it? It's been quite a journey.
Just give
I'm
me,
46.
yeah. Just give me something.
So, I grew up in, typical, upper middle class home. My parents were good, law-abiding citizens. Really no reason logically for me to be out here. But sometimes I think some of us a lot of us smoke pot after school and some of us just went extra. I saw a thing on Facebook once that said, I'm not like you, I party till I'm homeless, and that checks out.
That happens. What led to your current situation now?
I was sexually assaulted in my sober living home and it shut down for fraud, and I felt safer outside than inside.
I'm so sorry, ma'am.
Yeah.
And to anyone who does that, they don't belong on earth in my eyes. I feel
They belong in some kind of healing journey to correct that behavior, at the very least.
you know
That's
what?
between
You know what?
them
You
and
know
the
what?
maker, you know, like-
You know what? I'm gonna agree with you in my growth.
I'm not saying it's a welcoming behavior.
Yeah, I don't like that.
Yeah, for sure.
Being that I've been to places where people like that get killed. So,
Yeah.
but in my older age, I'm 40 now. I'm not too young anymore. I feel that you're right. Maybe they do need help. But I just wouldn't be the one to do it. I would be the one to take them off this earth. I don't like people who do stuff like that. That's disgusting.
I myself don't understand it, but it's not my place to understand. That's
Yeah, you're right. You're right about that. And I guess, that's one thing I guess we can agree on. It's not my place to understand, why the man upstairs lets things like that happen to good people. What does a typical day look like for you?
So I'm getting ready to go to rehab.
Man, that's amazing.
I'm aging out of this. I found myself in the grips of fentanyl addiction, and my day starts out with making sure that I can function. I have been enslaved by a granule of chemicals, and I can't do anything unless I have that to start my day. So hopefully soon that will go away permanently.
Yeah.
Yes, I'm ready
I
for
hope
that.
so. Man, that's crazy. I gotta ask you. Now I know you have a man or a significant other. What's it like? Is it easier being with somebody out here on the streets, or is it troublesome, or is it better being out here by yourself? Please elaborate.
I think that no matter where you are, whether it's going to be easier or harder is going to be contingent on the relationship. Because with the right person, it doesn't matter where you're at. You could be sitting in a mound of shit and happy as a pig and shit, But with the wrong person, you could be in the most lavish place and it will be living hell.
Man, that was beautifully
Love
said.
does conquer all, so.
Hey, that was so beautifully said. It almost gave me goosebumps. I
Love
like
is the
what you
core
said.
human need.
Yeah, I like what you said. I'm picking up what you're putting down. I like what you said. That was awesome. What keeps you going through your times versus just succumbing to the situation? How long have you been out here on these streets?
A few years more than I would have liked, and honestly, I'm hard-headed, and that probably keeps me going more so than anything. I think a little bit of staying out here, for a little bit, was because people were telling me to go in that I didn't know, and I was like, fuck
Yeah.
that. I
Shout
was
out
like,
to
as
being
long as somebody
hard-headed.
I don't know is telling me what to do, I'm going to stay out here so that somebody that doesn't know my daughters isn't telling them what to do.
Man, amazing.
Because we
That's
can't
strong.
backslide on our rights.
Very true. Very true. What are your hopes for the future?
My long-term goal is physical, financial, and emotional stability rooted in spirituality and family. No big deal.
No big deal.
I don't know how I get there, one step at a time, I guess. You know.
Hey, you know what I love about you? You're just right to the point. You're direct, and you're honest. You're an honest person.
Yeah.
Has anybody told you that before?
I think I might have lied to an ex-boyfriend at some point, and
That's
I got
fine.
like a curse on me.
Everybody
or something.
does that. We all, everybody's done that.
I get extreme guilt if I lie, so I tell myself usually when I do.
But genuinely, you're an honest person. I mean, I 100%.
False hope
can
is a
tell.
terrible thing to give people. It
Yeah.
does nobody any good.
That's true. What is something you wish more people understood about homelessness?
We are the same people that lived next door to you at one point. Not all of us are out here, doing the most of everything scary. We're not trashing everything. We're not hurting people. We're not robbing everyone. Not all of us are doing that. I have sat in country clubs and had the same company that I've sat on the ground with out here. The same personality-wise, the same quality of people, just in different life circumstances, and that's God's honest truth.
Man, that's amazing. Yeah, I like to say that anybody can be homeless. I say it a lot. You're either a slip, burp, fart, a check away from being homeless, and
I never
no
thought
one
a
should
bed-
judge.
Yeah, I would have never in my life thought a bed was an optional thing at night that you might not have. That was just something that was always there. It never even occurred to me that it was a possibility. Where I'm from, we had one homeless person, and that was a choice we made.
Really?
I mean, technically there was probably a ton of homeless people in someone's living room or, on a couch or...
And where are you from?
Pennsylvania.
Pennsylvania.
Yeah.
Oh, it's a lot different out there. Isn't that a Kensington area?
Yeah, well, I'm from central Pennsylvania.
Okay,
Yeah.
okay.
But it is cold there, but yeah, I don't know, I've heard a lot of different stories out here, a lot of different backgrounds and a lot of things people out here. And most of the people end up here out of a relationship gone bad.
Man, isn't that the truth? I always, like I said, 90% of the people that I talk to, they are not from here. They're from Kensington, they're from Philly, they're from New York, they're from Colorado, they're from California, but they're not from Arizona.
Well, and we're all outdoors people too. So
Yeah.
we spend our time when we're not working and going to school, in the woods, in the lakes, and in the mountains. So to be outside in this gorgeous weather, it's kind of, I can't say it's not that easy. When people say homeless people are lazy, it is so much easier to go to work and know how you're going to do it than to try to figure it out every day.
Yeah,
It
wow.
really is.
Very good point. Those are some good points you put out there. What's been the hardest part about being homeless for you? The hardest part?
Not being around my family. Also, aside from that given one, would be just finding somewhere to sleep and not get in trouble for it. Just being so bone tired. And you just want to rest, but you're afraid to go to sleep and get arrested for it. And I can say that I've been lucky, and I can say, in spite of what the news reports have shown, I have not seen anyone. I've seen a lot of officers really tolerable on letting people be people.
Man, that's cool. Because sometimes I hear the opposite. I hear, this urban camping thing.
There's both, but
Yeah,
I
you
think
got-
sometimes
yeah.
we have to put out there that it's not all that, and give the kudos where it's due. Yeah.
I agree with you. I mean, but with that said, I have heard a lot of testimonies where people say that, they're not even allowed to go to parks anymore. And the last time I checked, a park was so you can just relax and lay down after being tired.
A lot of it is quite honestly, it's fine until it's not.
100%.
And we do it to ourselves. Clean up after yourself. Don't be doing drugs in front of the families. You know, the things that the stigma is on, take it out of the picture.
Wow.
I try to do that. I pick up trash everywhere I go, you know, and I like to see other people do that. I encourage people to do that because we all live here. I don't want my kids seeing this stuff. I don't want my kids living in a world where people are trashing it and doing dumb shit. And I don't know. I try to take myself out of the victim seat and think, why are they feeling that way? How would I feel? And I can get it, you know. I spent a lot of time in a park this past year, and the only time they came and shook it down is when it got out of control.
Wow.
When people
100%.
started overdosing and stuff. You know, it's a tragic thing to watch someone overdose, and as an addict, I can say that. And then so what, you imagine the people that don't choose that lifestyle to have to see it, they don't want to be peeling bodies up, especially in a lifestyle they don't understand or identify with.
Yeah.
It's traumatic.
Man, I agree with you. Are there places or services that have been particularly helpful to you?
Absolutely. So the feeds, Austin is getting a lot of slack.
Amazing. Yeah,
I
he's
read
awesome.
an article once, you know, they say that homeless are coming in to tempt you to eat. Good. You know, when they're not going then, into stores and stealing, right?
100%. Ooh, very
when
good.
I first got on Austin's radar, the first thing he did was want to know who I was, if I had an addiction, and where he can get me into treatment. And within a week, he had me there.
I know.
And he's trying to fix the problem, not mask it.
100%.
And to shun someone doing that is shameful. These feeds allow people to get clothing and food that takes the risk out of the community being stolen from. You know, it makes it safer. It makes it easier for people. It's a blessing. The churches, there's a lot of really good people that do support any place that offers showers. I mean, that's
it's
like
amazing.
great,
That's
yes.
that's like almost
gold.
Yeah, there you go.
More than gold.
That offers its weight in gold. Yeah, I understand. Is there a particular experience you've had while homeless that stands out to you? Anything that stands
There's
out?
a lot of stuff. There's a lot of weird stuff out here. Yeah, probably having to revive one of my friends.
I'm
Put a lot of
sorry.
things in perspective, and then bringing him back and him yelling at me for doing it because he didn't want to be alive anymore.
Damn, that's awful, man. I'm so sorry you had to go through
He did
that.
end up apologizing, and you know.
But I know that's a lot of times people are just so sick and tired of being sick and tired, you know? And then, like I said, my last question for you, I told you I wouldn't be long, is do you have a Cash App, Venmo, or anything that you would like to shout out just in case anybody is sympathetic or compassionate to your plight and what you have going on, and you never know, they may want to help.
It's Niches Bishes.
Niches bitches?
NICHESBISHES.
And there it is there. If you feel like helping this beautiful young lady, help her. That would be amazing, you know. She definitely needs it. I see her around here a lot. She's a good person, and you know, she's always honest. And thank you for your time. I really appreciate this update. Hopefully next time I see you again, we can get another update.
Yep. And thank you guys. Love is a core human need. We all came in with that immaculate heart. Keep it glowing.
There it is. Thank you so much, man.
Thank you.
You're amazing.